Hi, folks. It's me, Jason Moore, here with MTGOacademy.com. I'd like to welcome you to the latest installment of Dime. Dozen. This is Standard Popper, so we're doing something a little bit different. This is the deck that I played in the recent SPDC. I believe it was 30.03. And SPDC is the Sunday Popper Daily Challenge. And it happens to be in the format Standard Popper. Now, Standard Popper is a format of commons which are currently legal in Standard. And they have to be currently printed at Common. So things like, I think Doomblade, which is maybe in Standard right now at an uncommon, is not legal in Standard Popper, just as a terrible example. I'm playing a deck called Mono Black Devotion, and it's splashing red, so you could call it Mono Black Devotion Splash Red. This is something I threw together and have been practicing with a lot, and I like it quite a bit. It's been showing me great results in practice. And I want to just talk about some of the things I like about this deck, and some of the things I like about most of what I would consider good Standard Popper decks. Now, the power level of Standard Popper is kind of tricky. Most of the cards, the vast majority of the stuff you'll find in the card pool, is all sitting and stewing around the same level of power. So a lot of the cards trade for each other, and when they're facing each other on the table, the creatures are fairly interchangeable and they're all kind of mediocre. So, what you want to be doing in Standard Popper is proactively devoting as many resources as possible to ending the game and beating your opponent. There are so many ways that you can dirtle around and play around with synergies and two card interactions to prolong the game or get some nebulous sense of value. But decks that focus on that kind of stuff rarely are able to decisively win the game. They instead just stall the game out to the point where everyone's miserable and each player's drawing their entire deck and not a lot of forward momentum is actually happening. So that is the exact antithesis of where I want to be in any format, let alone this format. So dirtily control decks, reactive decks, and 100% synergy based decks just don't do it for me. And I think overall, they tend to lose more games than I'm willing to actually lose. So this is Mono Black Devotion, which I think has a far more proactive game plan, though it is capable of generating value, using synergies, having two card interactions, and prolonging the game. But it's proactively doing something to disrupt the opponent, create a certain board state that facilitates a victory. And it does that by playing the devotion creatures. So the devotion creatures are four copies of Disciple of Phoenix, which is a way to get some card advantage, disrupt your opponent, see what they're doing, give you the information that's necessary to play optimally against them. And then, of course, Grey Merchant of Asphodel, which is one of the most powerful creatures in this format and in a bunch of formats right now. We also are playing Gurmag Angler, which is also one of the most powerful creatures in the format. So there's the power level in this deck is pretty high, and basically everything is proactive with the exception of some removal. So rounding out our creatures, we also have Vulturous Aven, which I'm pretty impressed by. I started out with two copies and then upped it to three, which also made me play an additional land in the deck. But just dominating the skies is very relevant against a lot of opponents. There aren't too many flying creatures out there. There's potentially Wingsteed Rider. There's Sultai Scavenger. There might be Rise of Eagles tokens and stuff like that. There's 1/1 Thopter tokens and 1/1 Spirit tokens. But the Aven can clearly dominate all of that. And then this exploit ability is relevant. We don't always use it. I would say less than half of the time we're using it. But if you feel so inclined, you can pair it with a black cat, which makes them discard a card at random and draws you 2 cards. So that's a nice little swing in value and puts you up on cards against your opponent. The other creature is Baleful Eidolon, and Death Touch is extremely relevant in this format because there's so many vanilla fatties on the board, and the removal is so bad. In Standard Pauper, you really feel the effects of Wizards nerfing the removal at common. They do this for the purpose of limited to make creatures and creature combat and all the board interactions a little more interesting. But Standard Pauper is made to suffer because of it. In previous iterations of Standard Pauper, Mono Black had access to Stab Wound and Dead Weight and all these really efficient, cheap removal spells. Now it's gotten to the point that I'm actually splashing red so that I can play some decent removal. So we have Lightning Strike and Magma Spray. Now, the mana base is very straightforward. We have 12 red sources. So we have these 8 pseudo duels. We have 4 mountains. And we have, so that gives us 12 red. And then we have 9 swamps, which gives us, I think, 17 black. No, yeah, 17 black. And 4 Radiant Fountain, because we can afford to fit these in. It's just another value land that is more or less, appreciated. We've got Read the Bones to tie everything together, get us up on cards. A 1 of Font of Return for very attrition-heavy matchups, and a 1 of Duress to see what the opponent's doing. Now, after sideboard, we can go one of basically 2 different ways. We can go very attrition, long game oriented, and that's against other control decks, other value decks. And that involves going up to full 4 copies of Duress, going up to 3 copies of Font of Return. This is a really powerful card in this deck. This is the equivalent of Treasure Cruise in our deck, which this Treasure Cruise draws us 3 of our best creatures. Hi folks, and welcome to round 1 of this Sunday Pauper Daily Challenge. We are winning the die roll. We're going to play first. And this hand is very light on action, so we have to decide if we want to keep it, if we want to risk it or not. I mean, having 2 spells is not very good. I think I'm going to mulligan this one. And I will keep this one. We got 3 spells. We got our colors. Our opponent keeps on 6, so let's get started. See what they are up to. So a lot of different decks in this format, probably a bunch that I haven't seen yet. We do have Magic Origins, which has probably spawned some new archetypes. We see a Swamp, and I could leave up Lightning Strike, but I think I'm just going to fix the mana a little bit more. And next turn we can cast Read the Bones. He's black-green, so I wonder if he's Dredge, if he's... Yeah, it looks like he's some kind of Dredge deck. That could be pretty rough. Undead Servant could be part of it. And we do see the Undead Servant. Jungle. This thing is not responding to my... I think he took the Angler. So let's go ahead and Read the Bones. Yeah, I've been having some lag lately. And this is on my newer computer. Now, the spray can help us with the Angler, and the Black Cat can maybe help us attrition. I think I'm going to bottom the Black Cat. It's too small. And I'll keep the Magma Spray if it'll let me. Okay. So we're probably staring down an Angler next turn. He has 8 cards in hand. We can kill the Angler if we want. He could also play Undead Servant and get a 2/2. This is a new card, as you can see. Just double checking, reading different cards, making sure I have an idea what they do. If he plays Angler, I think I'm actually just going to kill it and sack the wilds. I think that's probably the best option. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Leave him a bit high and dry. He may play Undead Servant after that. I'll get a mountain with this. Hopefully. Some of this stuff I'm going to have to click twice because, well, just because. So 2 for winning ourselves. But hopefully it'll pan out in the end. Yep, here comes Servant. So now I think we're going to just try and thin out the deck and play Disciple. And we can block zombies, depending on what he has. He might have a removal spell for us. So he's going to show us 2 cards. Reclaim and Reclaim. So I guess we'll take Reclaim. So he can put the Servant on top of his library if he wants. I'll just snap block the zombie. Don't feel like taking 5 damage for nothing. This doesn't seem like a great matchup. I think huge creatures are something that we tend to struggle against. Okay, so he actually just whiffed on this completely. But he's probably going to cast a Delve guy. He has Reclaim in hand. And here comes a fatty. Uh-oh. Okay. Alright, we draw our Death Touch guy. We have 6 mana, so we can definitely read the bones here. We know he has Reclaim, which he might just cast. Do I want Black Cat? Black Cat's going to help me double block something. And I can cast it this turn. Oh, no, I can't. I think I'll keep the Black Cat. And there's a Font of Return. Very nice. So play my land. Oh, Lord. It's going to be a long day. I'm going to play this guy. Go. Holy hell. Now, I've been thinking that the Baleful Eidolon is probably better as a Typhoid Rats or Fericus Chosen, and this turn definitely backs that up because I would have been able to play Black Cat and the Eidolon in one turn, or sorry, the Chosen. Now next turn we're going to have 7 mana so I can Font, but it would only get me back a 1-drop, so we can't really do that. We know he has Reclaim. He didn't cast it. He has 1 other card. So we're not looking terrible as long as he can't deal with the Eidolon. If he sends... Okay. Interesting. Well, definitely blocking here and here. We'll see what happens after that. So we can get the Eidolon back, so things are looking okay, especially if he's out of steam and he doesn't have a lot of card advantage in his deck. He just passes the turn. So I could bang on him with the Disciple here, but that seems a little reckless. So we're going to go ahead and I think just play out both. He shouldn't have a way to stop the font when it's on the table. He's going to actually reclaim his Angler, I think. But that's kind of okay. We only have one guy in the yard. We have our own Anglers as well, so this game is far from over, in my opinion. We are at 14, but no big deal. He chose not to reclaim. We only have 3 mana up, so I'm going to F6. He's got another fatty, so we know his last card's reclaim. And he's going to basically forfeit that. So I think I'll double block here. Take the 3, make him lose the reclaim. And then I can get back my guys if I need to. It's only draw 2. But we'll see what we draw. We draw nothing, so I think we probably just need to get the 2 guys at this point, considering we're at 11. So let's do that. And we can play them both out. I think I'm definitely going to do that. The one guy tramples over. We don't really need to set up more mana with the tapped land. So let's just do this and strap ourselves in. He's playing off the top, so he just sends with the Servant. He serves with the Servant. I think I'm actually going to take that hit for now. And he's got another fatty. Ooh, and they both trample, so that's pretty bad for us. Alright, we're going to have to draw something, but I want to gain some life right now. Depending how he blocks. Wow, he keeps attacking main phase. Alright, so I'm actually going to double block the Servant here. He keeps attacking main phase, which without playing his other card. So we definitely need to draw something awesome. We're only going to lose one guy from that Servant block. We're going to take a lot. Yeah, we're in trouble. We have to draw something. Okay, that is something. And it might be enough. Come on. Might be enough. We're going to go to 1. Okay, pretty cut and dry. And he's going to lose his card. I don't know why he keeps letting that happen, but that's fine with me. Alright, so we're at 1. We need him to not draw anything good. We're obviously not going to do this because that would lose us the game. Hello. Okay, he did whiff. We need to start hitting Gary's. That's not a Gary, but we've got maybe a turn, maybe two if he keeps drawing blanks. He doesn't have a lot of blanks in his deck, but Forest is definitely one of them. There's a black cat, so again, we're going to need to hit it Gary, I think. This could buy us some time as long as he doesn't have another trampler, but he could have one. Trying to go through this as quickly as possible. Still not that far ahead on clock. Cool. I don't know what that card is. It's probably Reclaim. But that's kind of okay at this stage. We made up for some tempo here. It's going to be a big guy. Servant with two dummies, and I'm still at one. That's actually pretty bad for us. I need Gary. Come on, Gary. Where you at, man? We have a lot of blanks, too. I mean, Read the Bones is a blank. Actually, a removal spell is fine, too. Oh, he's got another card. Epic Confrontation. And look off of the top what we have just gotten. Pretty great. All this time I was invoking Gary, I forgot about our other buddy. Our other big buddy. That Epic Confrontation was an interesting choice. Or, sorry, Savage Punch. Epic Confrontation actually would have kept his guy alive. And then he draws basically a blank there. We're at one, so I'm not going to attack, obviously. Thin out the deck a bit. Commune with the Gods. And he hits Satyr Wayfinder, which is not great. But it's still a guy that gets around our guys, so we still need to draw something. He's not going to cast it. Cool. Well, I'll just play this then. I mean, he realizes we're at one, right? He really just needs that guy. Ah, this is a blank. At least for now. I mean, if we draw Gary, it's not a blank anymore. Just gonna F6. Yep, he's just passing. And there's an Aven, which we can't exploit. I'm wondering if I should attack, though. I think we die to a Savage Punch if we do that. Where he just punches the black cat with a zombie. So... can't exploit because we'll lose 2 life. So now we're looking okay. I mean, obviously we're still on a tightrope. Epic Confrontation, still not good enough. I don't know why he doesn't play that guy. It's kind of weird. So had we attacked, we would have just lost there, I think. Yeah, because we would have had 2 blockers for 3 attackers. Scout the borders. And here comes Gurmag Angler. Well, we have to draw something. He might... oh, actually, he's going to play Servant. Now our outs are very few. Yep. Very few outs now. I don't actually know what they are. Yeah, we don't have any. He seems to agree. Gotta block everything, so we might as well do it in a way that kills the most guys. Took his Wayfinder. And what do we draw? Nothing. So GG. Oops. Alright, we're down one game. This is going to be an attrition-y matchup. His creatures are kind of bigger, which is going to hurt us a lot. So I don't like Duress here because we're basically trying to manage the board and stop his big creatures. It doesn't really have anything to do with attacking his hand specifically for non-creature spells. So in a drawn-out game, we're going to want Font of Return because Eidolon and Angler are some of our best answers for his Fatzos. I think we might also want to cut some other number of cards for more of our long term. Mind Rot can be good, but because we're fueling his graveyard, it can also hurt us. I think Font is actually our best option. Out of our creature suite, Black Cat is the least exciting. So I think I'm going to cut one cat for one more Font. And I think we need this type of stuff just to help manage the board, even though it's suboptimal. And then all of this top end we really want, Read the Bones we want to help refuel. So, I mean, Mind Rot, you really have to time the Mind Rot in such a way where it's going to do something. If I use it too early, it fuels his dredge, and he still has plenty of resources left to marginalize the value of the Mind Rot. If I do it later on, he's probably already on the board, and if we draw it real late in the game, it's pretty much doing nothing. So we're going to try and win off the back of our fonts and our creatures. The fact that we didn't draw any Gray Merchants really hurt us there. We actually stabilized in that game. Definitely playing first, we need the tempo. And we can keep this hand. It really hurt us in that game. As you can see, we were stable at 1 and had the opportunity to gain more life with Gray Merchants. We drew a lot of lands that game. Not making excuses, but just trying to illustrate the fact that we definitely have a shot here. He's going to have a turn 2 Graveyard Enabler. And he hit a bunch of Undead Servants. So, I mean, it just naturally goes to show you, if we're not drawing any of our top end Gray Merchant creatures, and he's drawing multiples of his top end Undead Servant creatures, you kind of know how the game's going to go. So he's not up to Angler mana yet. He almost is. Yeah, we want the Disciple. I'm not sure about the second Aven. It's probably fine because we have Font and we can get all this stuff back. So I can Disciple him for 3 next turn, or I can play Aven and set up Devotion a little higher. Unless he has a fetch. He has Mandrel's mana, but he doesn't have Angler mana yet. The recording program, between the recording program and doing commentary, I feel like my clock, I feel like that takes at least 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes off of my clock every match, because in all my practice matches I have like 5 more minutes than my opponents do. Okay, so it looks like he's setting up for an Angler. He's not really gonna give that to us. I think I'm still going to play the Disciple and see what's going on at least 3 cards deep. We are helping his dredge a bit, but I still want to see what's going on. We could set up Avens to potentially exploit something. Okay, so I guess we take the spell. Forest, Swamp, and 4 variables. He's got one in hand. He's going to reclaim. What did he reclaim? I didn't even see it. Commune with the gods. Okay, so maybe he's looking for action here. Okay, and he found a Mandrills and an Undead Servant. He just played that Swamp. Putting Servant away. Naturalize goes away. So he's going to play Mandrills. And he does have a Naturalize for our Font, but we can't really play around that. He doesn't have one, but he's boarded it in. He might be holding one. We can't play around that. Just leave up 4 mana for no reason. So next turn, it looks like we're going to play Baleful Eidolon. I'm actually considering bestowing it on my Disciple, because if he has a fight card, he can fight the Wayfinder with the Eidolon and then just bash me. I think it's probably better just to bestow, not play the tapped land. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Grey Merchant strangely absent still. Okay, come on, guys. And that's all. It also boosts my toughness to a point that we're not going to take damage from the Mandrills. It's down to 4 cards. And we get 2 uses out of the Death Touch, so this could be relevant. Here comes Servant. Nope, something else. 5 mana for Angler or something. Oh, Flyer. Okay. No big deal there. I mean, it's not great for us, but... So we could play Aven and Font, but I don't see a reason to expose another one to Naturalize. We're not going to exploit. We might take some aerial damage, but pretty soon we'll set up a double block. And maybe I'll play Font, we'll see. It's really just a matter of, do I want to get up Devotion, or... He's down to 3. I think we're going to outlast him as long as he doesn't hit a lot of haymakers. We need to hit our haymakers, but... Yep, well, there's one of them. Okay, so should we Disciple him? I think we actually should, even though it's going to make us take some more damage. So I think that means I want to play Font of Return also. Which doesn't really make a difference here. It just adds to our overall devotion, which could be relevant. So we're going to take a little bit more damage in the air. But we can block a guy on the ground with the Aven at this point. Let's go. So what do you have? 2 Anglers. Okay, I'll take one of them. And we have these Fonts, so our guys are going to be going for a while. I could attack in the air, but I don't feel like it. I don't feel like that's the move. Our whole board just screams defense and outlasting him. Okay, well, take this block, and I'll take 3. Disciple goes down. Angler goes up. Another land. So do I want to sack something for exploit and then get back? The only risk I run there is that he can crash in for a lot of damage. I almost would like to exploit, but his board is just too aggressive, so I think we'll just plan on drawing into Read the Bones and then having our guys die and fonting back into them. It's good that his Trampler is off the board. Actually, I don't want to completely auto yield. I may just get both of these guys back. Since we have a second font in play, just drawing two specific guys and one's going to kill his best creature and one's going to take whatever's in his hand might be good. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and get two guys with this, even though it's not completely optimal. It is mana efficient. And I think I'll just bestow again, right? Well, not necessarily. Well, if I bestow, I can't cast both. So I guess we'll just do like so. Probably should just cast that last because this slows down my whole turn. And I probably should have also done that last, but we can't just wait forever. I mean, we have to start trying to make some headway, but we'll get there. Our one plan of attack might be drawing a lightning strike and then starting to clock him for 4 in the air. Coming in just with him. It's actually an interesting attack that I'm just going to take for now. Yeah, that's part of the reason that bestowing might have been a better option. And there's a Radiant Fountain. So we can take another hit. I might just double block with Disciple. Because it's really only trading one Disciple. Uh-oh, Reclaim. Reclaim, Reclaim. Naturalize. Okay. Well. Oh. I see. Okay, well, I'm going to double block Servant. We can actually just gang block the Angler if we want. We're getting these guys back, so it really doesn't matter. So what I can do here is block like this, and I can get 3 guys back. Total. Oh, that's not even that's not even 5. That's okay. I'm still getting the guy back, but that's actually pretty bad. Whoops. Needed another point of power there. So I guess a chump block would have sufficed. So we'll go ahead and blow the second font. I mean, we're not doing anything else. We drew another Disciple. So we have 3, 6, 9, 10 mana. So I can deploy 3 of these guys. I don't think I exploit again. I guess we can sack this one. There's a Magma Spray. I'm not going to use that yet. Keep that in the chamber. And Gray Merchant is still inexplicably absent from this whole show. I mean, I really don't get that. What is going on with him? What is his deal? What is he waiting for? What a diva. He needs to make an entrance. Okay, so we have 10 lands. So we can Disciple into Gary if we want. So Baleful Eidolon. Well, I don't really feel like racing. Where's the best place to put this Eidolon? Because I can start clocking with the Aven, but I don't like that. I can start clocking with this, but we need to use this defensively. So I guess I can suit up. No, I was gonna say suit up the Aven. I'll just suit up this guy. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, maybe I will just attack with it. What's he gonna do? So it's a little unclear. I mean, I don't really know what to do with that. But our board looks good. I can say that much. Our board looks really good. Now we need to beat him on the clock because that's what this is going to come down to. That he has no attacks, so he's not going to attack. I'd be shocked if he attacked. Cool. So let's do the same thing. Really need to beat him on the clock because it's, like I said, it's going to come down to that. F6, attack. And the lag is getting really lame. It's getting really bad, so that's going to be a factor. Okay. He's going to get Undead Servant. I think I might just burn that here. So he's definitely not taking those, because he can't. He has 2 servants in his yard, so he can make 2 zombies. He's probably doing that, but we don't know. I'm going to save the magma spray. So yeah, I'm not doing anything yet. I'm just going to F6. I'm not going to magma spray on his turn. I want to see what I draw. He could take the scavenger and try and dominate in the air, but that's actually not going to work because I do have a removal spell. If he goes for a combo block with the... Okay, he didn't take it. It looks like he might take the mandrels. Nope. Just decides servant is his best choice. Yep. And I don't think he has any attacks here. So we have a lightning strike, so now we can attack in the air as well. We can also set up... Because if he just double blocks here, I can kill a bunch of stuff. I don't think we need to kill the angler right now. So I'm going to kill the scavenger and start really putting the beats on him. Even though he does have a decent ground army. Oops. I have this magma spray. So I think I'm interested in racing. And if he double blocks, I'll just blow that out. Yeah, I think. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I probably should have thought it through a little more. But I'm a little more concerned with the clock at this stage. Now, he might have an epic. No, scout the borders, get a flyer. Yeah, he's going to get... Well, he might get mandrels too. Nope, he's going to take the flyer. He's really interested in not dying to the Avens. Okay. Sure. I'll just send with the disciple. And it's still, I have no idea where my gray merchants are. I've seen like half of the deck. Okay, kill them both. Sure. Okay, he whiffed. He has no attacks. I whiffed. I could attack with the Eidolon, but I'm not a fan of playing my blank before attacking. I like to bluff the attack, at least that I have something. It's kind of embarrassing because Gray Merchant would be really good pretty much at any point here. I don't want to attack with this. If he just trades it for a zombie, um, it's really bad. Like, the Eidolon needs to trade up for a big fat guy, not for the zombie token. I mean, all we need to do is hit 2 Gray Merchants basically to win any game. Okay, we're going in there. We're going upstairs. And by that, I mean we're flying over for some damage. Okay, he's at 10. Gray Merchant's just a straight win. He found an undead servant. Damn it. He found all his undead servants. I mean, obviously the Scout the Borders and the Wayfinders and the Communes let him do that. But we have card draw in our deck too. I mean, I just don't get it. So, ooh, okay, I'm still going to attack in the air then. We're not really at risk now that we have Angler. In fact, I probably should just do that pre-combat. Really need to save on clock. So he's at 6. I could damn near Alpha Strike him. That was his last servant, right? 1. Oh, Epic Confrontation. Make a 6/7. Still gonna just block that with my Eidolon. So play this, attack in the air. Please. Please. Looks like we might time him out. He's possibly considering a concession here. He's got 6 blockers, so there's no way we're just sending everything. I hope that's declared as an attacker. It's kind of hard to tell. Everything is so choppy right now. Okay, he blanked. Okay, he concedes at 4 life. And Font of Return really helped us go the distance there. Baleful Eidolon was an all-star. Gurmag, and then having air superiority was pretty good. So now we're going to be on the draw for game number 3. I don't think we're going to change any of our sideboarding. I do wish things would run a little smoother, because, I mean, this stuff just is really not responsive with the recording program running. That's a little better, but I don't really know what else I can do. Maybe adjusting the brightness does something, just takes less of my computer's battery. So I think we're going to keep it like this. I didn't notice, I mean, this doesn't seem very relevant. This doesn't seem relevant at all. Can't really think of a spot I was in where I would have wanted the Mind Rot, so we did make a pretty big mistake with that gang block. But it wasn't that big of a mistake because he still could only kill 1 guy. So it's basically the same thing as a chump block. The difference is we let him choose which one he gets to kill. So we're going to keep this. We finally see a Gray Merchant. I don't know where the hell that guy's been hiding, but see if we'll see what even happens in this game. Okay, so it looks like he'll take a Mandrills. He has no choice. So that's probably coming down next turn. So that could be a problem. Now that we have the Eidolon, might not be as much of a problem, but we'll see. Got 2 minutes on him, so that's kind of good. So I think I want to draw Read the Bones here. He can't fight this, right? So unless he has another creature that he doesn't like. We draw a font. So I don't know if I just want to straight up play that, but it is going to add to our devotion, so I think we'll go ahead and do it. even though he does have access to naturalize. Definitely want to add. Uh-oh. He's going to fight our Wayfinder. Should I just burn this? You know what? I can burn it in response to the fight. So he gets a swamp. Alright, so this is not so bad. Okay. Or we just do this. I take 3. He's going to play another fatty. So maybe I just sack the Avon, but probably not. Probably just block with it. Or we set up a board state where we can gang block. Okay, that's not too bad. So I think I play Disciple here. Even though we want to set up the block. I guess we want to set up the block, so I'll play Avon here. Disciple sees 3 of his cards, though. We need to hit our lands because everything we're trying to do to stabilize involves us having lands. So he's going to take what? He took the Asp, but we can steal it. His board's looking ridiculous now. Yeah, not having lands is really going to hurt. I might just block here, but I really can't afford to. 2 magma sprays that we can't cast. So we saw the Asp. He can just play that. That's going to be even bigger of a problem. So I think we have to take 1 huge hit here. And then try to stabilize after that. Yeah, we have to take 1 huge hit. So do I just attack? No, it's not worth. The attack doesn't do enough. Then I think we can possibly stabilize either by getting Gary or... Yeah, I'm just going to take it. Or Faunting or whatever. Double Avon. Okay, so there's Gary. Gains us 6. I can gang block the Angler. Then I can play Vulturous Avon and Magma Spray the other guy. So that's the plan. Finally! Where you been, man? Reclaims a Nessian Asp. So that's going to be even tougher. Dude's going to go monstrous on us. Now, what did he get? Yeah. But we can get the Eidolon back. Yep, so this time we're going to block, block, block. I think we're actually stable, but that monstrous is going to be a pain. Go to 11. 7 mana, which he has, makes this pretty epic. I still have a blocker, though. Now I have double Magma Spray. So I can get my 2 guys back if I want. That's probably better. And not take that damage. It's probably better than playing Avon. Well, if I play Avon, I can chump block this for a turn. I can block and kill that. So maybe Avon just does a little more for me. F6. No. No attacks. And I'll get Gray Merchant back, so I'll block. No! What? Okay, at least he's not monstrous-ing, though. And he's just sending that. Wow. Wow. Well, we got to do something. That is crazy. We have a lot of live draws, but that's not one of them. Oh no. Wow, from the depths of victory, we clutch a defeat. So he can do this instant speed, right? Whatever, just hit me once. Oh, he didn't. Why not? Well, I gotta do this. Wow, how... Two magma sprays is not enough. Read the bones might dig me deeper, I guess. This is so scary. I go to 3 though. I need... Oh, what does Angler do? This is enough to kill this because it becomes an 8-9. Then I have Angler with 2 removal spells. Is that going to be enough? I don't know. I chump block once, then I put both guys on it. Yeah, I guess it's fine. It's not ideal, but... So I chump block with the Disciple. Oh, man. So he's going to have a Mandrills as well. Alright, we still might be able to stave this off. So just hoping his other card is a blank right now. He's not going to go monstrous. You know what? I can kill this guy now if he doesn't go monstrous. And he only kills one of my guys, so let's do that. Yeah, this is 3. Perfect. Alright. Well, that's at least good. That was like the biggest threat on the battlefield. Dude, I hit F6. I don't know what the hell is the problem. So, do I want to go to 2? Yeah, I think so. What's the difference? There's really no difference. So I can kill that guy. Yeah, we'll keep both. Leave up both of our spells. Come on! So I need to do 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go, 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 go! Yep. F6. F6. F4. Alright, so I'm going to kill his guy in response. F8. F6. Alright, now I'm in the beatdown mode, I think. I might actually even steal a win without timing. Without going to time. I hit F6. He's just getting another land. Ooh, awesome. Let's just use this now. Hurry! 1. I'll get 1 of each kind. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll disciple him. Take his Wayfinder, and I'll smash him. I don't think we die to an epic confrontation, right? No. Okay, I think we stole this game. Yep, I think we did. Oh, he just drew that? That's not even that great, though. So... I'm okay attacking with 2, right? Because he can double block. Even if he double blocks, that's kind of okay. Dude, he has more time than me! What the f... Wow, this sucks. Come on now. Now I gotta rush even more. He's got 24 seconds on me. Are you kidding? Dude, what are you even doing? You can obviously hear the frustration. This is a pretty good attack though. He's on one turn actually. Yep, he's dead. All right. We got it. 2-1. That was a tough matchup, guys. As you can see, 1 minute left. One freaking Gray Merchant in the whole match. That's garbage, but thanks for watching anyway. All right, Academy. We are at round 2. We squeaked by with a win in the first round. Now we're probably going to be on the draw. He chose to play first. I only have one of my colors. I'm on the draw. I get an extra draw step. We have a lot of black sources. I think I'm going to gamble with this one. We have 2 removal spells if he's aggressive and life gain. It looks like he is aggressive. Okay. I feel fairly good about this matchup, and we did find our black source, so what we start off by doing is just killing everything in sight. And fortunately, this is not going to be as long of a match as that previous one. That was just horrendous. Mardu Scout. And did he cast it with dash? He did. So we have an option here that involves... Oh, actually, our new option, I think, is to just leave up Magma Spray. We had an option that involves just playing the Eidolon there. The only problem is Titan Strength kind of screws us up. But I'm going to let him try and cast that because I want to use up my mana. Okay, he did not have the Titan Strength. Cool. So here, I'll just run the Eidolon. And we might have a problem with the guy that gets around blockers. Okay, our guy's dead. Which is the dashing heel cutter or whatever. Okay, so he's going to put some stuff on that. Make it huge. We're going to take 1. Oh, if only he missed that attack, but he has to attack. I don't think he even knew that guy needed to attack. So that's pretty good for him, actually. We're going to have find a way to deal with that. But we can take his best card away. 2 strikes. Okay, 2 strikes and you're out. So our guy's going down, but then we get a Merchant which might be able to stop his Crusader if he just whiffs next turn. Well, actually he has to whiff for 2 turns. We're gaining 4 life next turn, so that's awesome. Yeah, definitely doing it this way. Man, he just had the right combo of Crusader with Bloodlust. Menace. So I have to kill the Crusader even though he can get 2-1 haste, so it'll be a 5-3. And I double block. Okay, that's not that bad. That's not that bad, guys. Especially if I draw something like an Angler or whatever. Or just a removal spell. Okay, that's good. It's 2 creatures, right? Yeah. And this... Okay. So we may have slowed him up. We'll see what happens. Ooh, and a Crowan Crusader. He's going to put a Hammer Hand on that. So we know he has Bloodlust as his last card. Alright, this is still okay because we're going to take out the Bloodlust, which is pretty good. But we are going to take 7 or 6. Still just blocking the token though. Can't block the other guy. And we've drawn all the Radiant Fountains in the world. So if he just draws a mountain, that would be sweet. Send me a message. Gosh, stop hacking. Stop hacking. You stop hacking. I'm at 9. Who even talks like this in a standard popper event? Well, I can't block that guy. I need to find some stuff. Just go ahead and get a mountain, I guess. Well, I got a block. He's clearly got something epic, like a battle rage or whatever. Oh, okay, we need something real good. That's pretty good. Buys us some time at least. Some much needed time. Well, I can't block the dude, so looks like he's gonna pump it with something. Oh, maybe not. Titan strength? No. Okay. Well, this is looking real bad. Because we either have to double block the brute and risk losing to prowess, or we have to block the other guys and risk losing to any pump. Okay, I lose. What's he targeting? Yeah. Okay. Well, we lose that one. But I feel like this matchup is pretty good. He was on the play there, and like I said, had he not had that specific Crusader with Bloodlust, I think we would have been able to hammer out the rest of it. So let me try and remember what I do here. We bring in Feast of Dreams, and we bring in Scouring Sands, and I think that's exactly how we board. So, I mean, this guy's fine, but he's just a little expensive and awkward in the openers. Read the Bones, a little expensive and damages us when we really just want to 1-for-1, 1-for-1. We still have some 2-for-1s here. Font of Return too slow and not really relevant. Duress, somewhat relevant, but again, for the same reason as before, we want to impact the board. And then our top end really needs to be this. And if we hit these with stuff on the board at the same time, the game's over. But that hasn't happened for us yet, so maybe I'm being a little too optimistic about my merchants. Yeah, let's do it. So him being on the play game 3 is going to be pretty awkward. Definitely play first, have to mulligan this, and we can keep this. Got a couple removal spells to start, which is good. And they can really get slowed up if they don't have a lot of threats early. So I think I just kill this now. There's probably no reason to for that specific creature. If it was a hoplite, then maybe, yeah, but okay, I'm gonna spray that guy. Try and just run him out of dudes. Yep. That's interesting, but still just gonna kill this. He's still got more action. Hopefully something that dies a black cat. Kinda dies a black cat, but not with a bloodlust on it. Well, his version of the deck's a little more fierce than the ones I've faced before, so looks like I might just be getting owned here. We'll see. Okay, so I think I have to take this attack then. Magma Spray. Nope, there's more cats. I don't like that. Wow. Okay. Get wrecked. Well, not even Scouring Sands is that good here. He had two more guys in hand. Yeah, just get completely owned. Alright. Seems fair. I can't draw anything. Magma Spray would be okay, but I still need to get to these. I guess I kill this guy. Maybe I have to wait to see what he draws. Yeah, I think our win involves killing this guy. We just got steamrolled, man. This is normally a manageable type of matchup because we're just big enough. Okay, so actually we might be okay here. I have to wait for him to go to. I have to let him draw a card because he's just gonna reattach. So we might be able to randomly get the Bloodlust. Oh, that actually counteracts the Bloodlust. That's freaking awesome. So we're at 2. What can we do? Oh my gosh. This is just hair trigger thin. I need an untapped land. Untapped land! Oh. Well, bottom. Shoot. We might be able to get there, guys. Okay, that's not too bad. We're building up to a big Gary. We can do it. We can do it. Oh no. Okay. We're still doing okay. Still doing okay. Still doing okay. Alright. We just need to fade. You know what? I'm not even going to say it. Okay, that's not that bad. It's actually not that. Oh, it is! He got us! Oh no! We were just about to stabilize. We just needed an untapped land. Oh well. Alright, GG's. 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 Wow, we were almost there, man. That's how it goes. And there it was. Alright, thanks for watching. Okay, guys, we are here in round number 3 on the draw, and we're playing against Remedio1, who I think is actually running the event today. So big thanks to him. We tend to play some matches against each other in our free time as well. Now we've got kind of a gross hand. I think I'm going to mulligan this. We do have a removal spell, but not enough action for me. And this hand's better, so I'll keep it. See what he's playing. I'm not exactly sure what he's going to be playing. He may also know our deck list, depending on how hands-on he is with the handling of the event. Now, this could be Jeskai control, which I think our game one against is pretty bad, but it gets much better after sideboard. So we'll see what happens. It might not be that at all. Tormenting Voice and Celestial Flare. So still could be, I mean, it clearly looks like Jeskai. I also saw him playing some type of tokens deck, so that can kind of go either way. It really depends how much we're able to manage the board with Scouring Sands and stuff. Unknown Shores. So he's representing like raise the alarm here. Not really cancel, possibly nullify. Yeah, I think he might be playing a control deck. Gonna nullify. Oh, no, he's not. Interesting. Well, we'll see how this goes. I really not exactly sure what else is in his deck. I think he's playing that 2-1 guy that makes an Ornithopter. Just keep bashing. See what happens. Try for this. And we want at least one land, but we don't want two, so... Okay. So we might have an opportunity to cast Gray Merchant next turn, but it's looking like it's probably going to get countered. And fortunately, he has no artifacts, so he has to keep basically cycling those cards. Okay, so we could make a soft play with Baleful Eidolon. But I think I'm just going to go for it here. Even though, I mean, it's pretty clear he's got some kind of counterspell. This would be a good one to counter. So maybe Flurry of Horns is coming down. Maybe Student of Ojutai, who's actually a bigger problem than Flurry is. Looks like he's just holding up another cancel. Got a lot of burn in hand. I'm just going to play the Eidolon as a separate attacker. Yeah, after board we get a lot of grindy attrition cards and a lot of hand disruption. So we board into Duress, Font of Return, and Mind Rot, and that can just the trifecta of all that with the creature threats and our card advantage can do pretty well at overwhelming them. So he's been sitting back a lot. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but just keep forcing stuff to happen. I mean, he's got to have a counter for this, but I'm not going to sit around. Especially with my mana limitations. Ooh, it hit. So he's going to take 5? Wow. No, he's going to kill something. Pillar of Light. Okay. So he doesn't have enough to take out the Gray Merchant, I guess. He's deciding, does he want to kill the Black Cats? Okay, so he only takes 2. But I've also got 6 points of burn in hand. Here comes the Cruise. You guys remember this card. It's been a while since we've seen it in action. Treasure Cruise is here. Still taking the beats from Black Cat. Kind of shocking. He's going to have to deal with it eventually. I think he's still got a counter. He just wanted to use up some removal because the Gray Merchant was not too big of a threat for him. He's got a ton of mana too. I don't know what it's for. I mean, maybe he's really flooded, but he's got to be really flooded. Okay, so we're not quite in burn range here. We're actually kind of flooded too. Only drawn 4 creatures overall. Just about got him in burn range, but we have... He is in burn range, but we have to decide whether or not we want to go for it. We'll see. It's 2 strikes you're out at this point. I mean, should we go for it on his upkeep? I'm not entirely sure. And I'm not sure if he's still there. He might be attending to somebody's question. So, okay, he's got 5 cards. We don't have to do anything until he makes a move. For instance, if he plays a gain life land or tries to draw some cards, then we can decide what we want to do. So, we can try for it now. The longer the game goes, the worse off we are. I'm gonna do it. It's probably not happening. But who knows? Might be able to steal something. Oh! That was stealing a game if I ever saw one. And yeah, he's super flooded, which can happen with these decks. So that was stealing a game 1, because I think game 1's actually pretty tough for us usually. As you can see, they just have so many removal spells, so much card draw. There's really just a lot of ways to get ahead. So we keep in all our threats, and then we bring in Hand Disruption, we bring in Font of Return, we bring in Mind Rot, and that gives us about 1 slot left over, which we just leave in a Lightning Strike. Just the most versatile burn spell, can go to the face, can do the most damage against a Flurry of Horns token or a Student of Ojutai or whatever. And we keep everything else, just as many threats as possible. And Disruption, Haymakers, Attrition, card advantage. So, my play to try and burn him, I don't think was great, but just so happened to work out that time. It seemed like he was flooded. I mean, the Jeskai control deck can make all kinds of plays at 3 mana and below. And he just kept playing lands and not really doing anything. So, I mean, he didn't deal with my threats. He didn't really do anything. So, we don't have any black. We have 9 swamps and 8 duels. The game's going to go long anyway, but we do need to hit those lands. I guess we can go up until turn 2 with missing a land and then play font or something. I think I'm actually going to keep this. This hand's very disruptive. It has what we want against him. We just need the right lands to make that happen. And the game would go long whether we had swamp or whatever. So I don't think the I don't think the fact that we might be slow out the gates, I don't think that's going to hurt us. And of course, we draw swamp, and this hand gets so much better. So, all right, he's got Gurmag Angler, student of Ojutai, Mountain Crag, Angler, student, Mountain Crag, Angler, student, and then I think we're actually going to take. Yeah, we got to take the Nullify. Magma Spray doesn't do anything to us, to this current hand, so I guess we'll just take the Nullify and call it a day. And then I think turn 2 I'm just going to play Font of Return, because we don't really have a great duress target, so we'll wait till at least turn 3. So we know it's just spray and whatever he drew. So naturally he gets an island. Probably playing that Crag. Yeah, so I think this is just a great time to resolve Font of Return here. A little bit of an insurance policy. Okay, there's the mountain as well. So he's seen 2 cards since we started. There's a Read the Bones. I actually think I want to cast that instead. Again, he's only cast 2 cards since we started. We also know that Student of Ojutai is coming down. So, we gotta start taking this seriously. So, Mind Rot I like. I don't think we want the second font, considering the fact that we need to hit land. So, Mind Rot kinda gets him close to Angler, but he just passes. Okay, so I think I might Duress and Mind Rot, or we can just start throwing Disciples at him. He could have picked up a Lightning Strike or a Disdainful Stroke. I think this is a little more devastating. He has 6 cards now. We know 3 of them. Oh, he's going to counter that with a Negate. Okay. So hopefully we can just get all of his resources out. Out, out, out. Before he draws lands for Student and for Angler, we might be able to just take those out specifically. But I think he might pitch the Angler. Yeah, he did. So we still know he has Magma Spray and Student. That Student will be a problem eventually, but yeah, he's not going to get it. He's just going to Artificers. Oh, Treasure Cruise. That's good. 6 cards. Did not hit a land. So if he continues to miss lands, we might be good. But I am going to just Disciple and not Gary. I want to hit his Student, and then I want to hit his Student if he doesn't show it to me this time. He's going to show me Magma Spray and some other stuff. We just take the best card. So he can cast that. There's a Treasure Cruise. Okay, well I can deal with the Gearcraft guy. So I think for now I want to take the Student, and I have plenty of time to hit the Treasure Cruise later. So uh-oh. Did he find another Angler? He's just going to pass. Okay, I'll attack first, I guess. He didn't play his guy. So he must have Disdainful Stroke, I suppose. Make him have it. We can get it back. So this is for 5. I see his whole hand. Okay. He needs a land for Treasure Cruise to work. We don't really have an answer to Angler, so I think I'm going to take it. And then hope that he doesn't find the land for Treasure Cruise. And then I'll try and take the Treasure Cruise. So it's Spray, Gear Crafter guy, Cruise, and Pillar of Light. And next I'll take the Treasure Cruise. He's just going to play the Gear Crafter. He's really screwed on his lands. Now I could just nail him with Gary here, but I think it's much better to get his Treasure Cruise. Except he drew a second one. But I'll make him use it. Don't think I'm going to attack. I can attack. I have Font of Return. So I'll just trade for the Gear Crafter himself. I was going to just try and set up my devotion and stuff. Whoa, he just... Whoa. Whoa. What was that? Okay. Well, he's got Cruise, Pillar, Spray. So he's probably cruising. And that will let me hit him with Gary for 9 damage. So that's pretty epic. We might even draw into a duress at some point. Yep, here comes Treasure Cruise. So his hand is Magma Spray, Pillar of Light, and those 3 unknowns. He may have a last breath here, but he's still taking 7. And I don't think I want to read. I think I just want to slam this while I can. Dropping him to 10. Cementing my board position. He does have Pillar of Light for my guy. I guess he has Magma Spray for the Disciple. I still think it's probably fine to get his blocker off the table, get the spray out of his hand. It's still probably fine. Okay, so the only card we know about is Pillar of Light, which he's probably going to use, and we don't want either of these. A second Font of Return. Interesting. So he's going to Pillar the Gray Merchant. He's way too low to risk anything else. So he goes to 6. I'll try the Font first because it's the least relevant. He has been exiling our guys, so we actually haven't had anything hit the bin yet, but it'll happen. Yep, that resolves as well. Good for us. Maybe a spray. Yep. He's exiled every creature so far. Okay, 2 cards. We don't know what they are. They're unknowns. So I'll just attack first. Wow. Literally exiled everything so far. Even if he counters it, I don't think I'm faunting back. Oh, it doesn't matter because my turn off auto yields didn't work. Yeah, I don't think I'm faunting back. Attack first. Why do I have a stop on my draw step? That's not helping anybody. So this is lethal. Oh! Oh, got there. So we took that match down, and I think that went extremely well for us. So thanks to Remedio1, and thank you guys for watching. I'm not sure if we're doing any other matches. Again, if it's a cut to top 8 or top 4 at this point, there might be another match, so keep that in mind. But if there is a cut to top 8 or top 4, I want the other players to have a shot at the prizes, and I don't think you guys want to see like 7 matches or whatever. So thanks for watching, and we will maybe talk to you later.